Yeah, I'm like, I feel like I should get a drink.
Look, we back. We back. We got a guest, Dom. Everyone needs an Aquarius and a knife. Dom, and introduce. I guess we got another guest coming on later on. But
Yeah,
introduce our guest.
y'all, this is probably one of the most important people in my life. We met in college, and it's
That was
so
that
funny
Webster Groves crew. That's that Webster Groves crew.
that Webster
Not
Groves
Webster
crew.
Groves, Webster University crew.
Whoa, it's still
Oh,
Webster
we got
Groves.
another guest in the
Oh
building.
snap!
Wait,
So
hold on. Let me
We live
rotate
right
my
now.
you're
camera.
live, and so this is my best friend. I was just thinking about him earlier today. I was like, I really miss my best friend. I can't wait to see him. And here he is. And this is the first, hopefully a first of many on the Aquarius podcast. He is a Gemini. So he falls into our air sign, family. Welcome everybody. BP, the Gemini.
Nice to be here. Thank you for
Hey,
having
our other
me.
guest is one of my favorite people in the world, for real. Like, I really love your sister, for real. Like, she's a hilarious person, like, for real.
Thanks.
Who? Dominique?
You. It's like your whole reaction to like, hold on, we live? Like, oh shit. Like, I ain't
No, nobody told me nothing. It's just we here. And I'm like, okay, here I come. Nobody said a word, but fine.
Everybody we
Live
talk
is
about
good.
a lot in the podcast is Janelle's sister. Dom's sister Jenelle. Look, we here. Let's jump in. Dom, you have some people going at you in the comments there on the last episode. Dude, I had to apologize. I actually know that person that said the comment. He said he was drunk. Why he said when he typed it.
What? Wait,
No.
wait. What happened?
I don't see any comments.
No.
Oh, no.
This
This
was
is not
last
Oh,
last
okay.
episode.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna read it directly. Because I was like, dude, what you mean? But he's like, man, I was kind of drunk and listening to y'all podcast.
Rude.
So his comment directly. And the crazy thing is, you met him before too, Dom.
So that I can beat his ass now.
This back in the EXO days.
Oh, not so.
What a good time. They used to have the best wings, man.
So
I don't think I ever had food at EXO.
Oh, girl, that chef at EXO was exquisite. He was from New Orleans or something.
Yeah.
He was
Not
amazing.
exquisite.
yeah, and
No.
remember the shrimp pasta, the little shrimp pasta.
I could by that time I had an allergy.
All right, so the comment says, hold on, I'm trying to find it.
I know what the hell he said. What he said was Dom is fine, but she ain't that fine to be talking the way she do. And yes, I am.
So you remember?
Oh, I remember because I knew you was gonna bring it up today, and I said, "Yes, the fuck I am."
You know, honestly, I feel like people are so used to these like
hot takes.
Not even hot takes. I feel like this perception of like what is fine and beautiful is all so augmented. And it's like if you don't have some type of like bust down 40-inch weave, a BBL, you not considered fine. I don't know. It's just
Girl,
weird to me.
I think he was mad because how I was coming for Tiger Woods. So pretty much what happened, y'all, I was saying Tiger Woods need a black chick, and D said, what kind of black chick? I said, me. I'm a good time. I'm going to change your life. And so he was like, okay, we saying you, but what other black chick? And I said, me. Like, I would really change Tiger Woods' life.
But
Now,
why do you have to do it? Like, why must black women always say?
Okay, so to answer that, because I knew that was coming, is because I would make it worth our while. And I didn't say mine, I said our, because I feel like I'm going to handle business for all of us, okay? Just be quiet and let me do what I do, and you will reap the benefits of it. The end.
Okay.
All right.
Got it. All right.
I'm just saying, make sure Tiger don't take you to Dave and Buster's for dates in the subway.
No, he not.
He's notorious for that.
Astros.
What is this big ass bottle of soda you have?
It's water.
Oh,
I'm behind.
like a 2-liter. I'm like, do we drink soda out of 2 liters?
All right, we gonna jump in. Dom sent me this ridiculous picture here. I'm gonna share on the screen here momentarily. I don't know where she got this from. I don't know.
Is it what I think it is?
It might be. I don't know.
Did you send it?
I don't think I sent it to any of y'all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
be prepared to be shocked.
Okay.
So our listeners, I'm gonna share a screen. All right.
Because.
All right. Can y'all see that?
No.
You want? Oh shit! My bad. I gotta share the screen. All right. Now, can y'all see it?
I see it. What am I looking at?
Okay. I'm also
let me see if I can blow it up a little bit.
I can send it in the group chat.
Hold on, there we go. I'm gonna try to blow it up a little bit.
I'm gonna zoom in. Hold on. Oh, okay. So, oh, wait a minute. Why did y'all let me zoom in?
Yeah, I
oh,
can't zoom in too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I also sent it in the group chat. Okay, so I saw this on Twitter, y'all, and then she says, "Okay, maybe this was too much," and she added the dentist office and said they kicked me out of they fucking office for this shit. And then they responded to her, and this is called top tier teeth. This wasn't cool at all. Please don't come to our establishment anymore.
Wait.
Yes.
She took that photo
Yep.
at a dentist's office. That wasn't like AI. That wasn't some type of backdrop fake scenario. Did she work there?
No, I think she was based on
she getting her teeth clean, and she was like, "While y'all out the room, this is a vibe. So I'm gonna take a photo."
Yeah,
it clearly got caught
with my coochie out.
But why? Did they? Okay, I want to know. Like, did they catch her in the middle of her taking the picture, or did they see it later after she posted it?
Good question.
Based on how she looks in the photo, it looks like she's looking at somebody coming in. And she got caught. It
looks like she got caught.
It looked like she got caught. Like her face.
Dentist office is she? Where is she? Because I feel like when I go to the dentist, I'm not sitting in there long enough to where I can like take my pants off and set up the shot. Like
I like to think of that maybe she had on a dress, but I don't know.
What was it supposed to give?
Like this is like if let's say you came in after somebody that did that and you was getting your teeth cleaned and their vagina air was like exposed. Do you want those tools in your mouth? Like, why does that make sense to you?
Girl, I think it's this generation of clout. Like people just doing weird stuff because this just doesn't, to me.
What was the point? That's what I want to know. Like, what was it supposed to give? What was the purpose?
Maybe she just wanted to go viral so we could be talking about her right now.
Yeah.
I mean, she got 887,000 followers on Twitter for that account.
I mean, I don't have that many followers. So maybe I should put my vagina out in the dentist's office and maybe I'll get some likes.
I mean, her page is pretty risque in general.
Okay.
Oh.
So maybe that's what she just does.
It's a lot going on in this page.
So that's very on brand for her. Like naked in random places. Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, she got a little OnlyFans joint jump off too.
Yeah, I figured as much because I was just like, this is weird. Like the dentist office.
But that's not even a cute like picture. Like the angle was weird. The thing in front of her, the mouth. Like the slob guard stuff all in front of her. It's not even done nicely. Like.
Oh yeah, she's sucking dick on the Twitter page as well, y'all.
wow.
Okay, yeah. See, we don't. Yeah, so this is on brand for her.
Yeah.
Well,
this is not nothing.
Good luck to her. To each his own. If that is what makes you happy, and you getting a little check or something via OnlyFans, who are me? Just let me know where you get your teeth cleaned, so I don't go there.
Right. Well,
this everywhere have to be a sex place. You know what I mean? Like can some places just be regular? Just a little spot for me to get my teeth clean. Like you said,
there's nothing sexy about the dentist office at all.
I mean, I'm sure the dentist office is just fine. I'm sure they clean their tools and they clean the seats. That's not That's not fair for top tier teeth to have to suffer because of this ratchet woman
Not top tier teeth.
putting her puss on the chair and taking pictures in their establishment. That's not fair for them. They should still get your business.
I don't think I'm going there.
I don't think
I wouldn't go to a place called Top Tier Teeth anyway. Like that just doesn't sound very welcoming.
it's giving strip mall,
Yeah,
retail, dental. You
Just
know,
by the
service.
name.
And it makes me feel like an
the
old
name
man.
is not
She
appealing
said
at
she
all.
was
Sorry,
born in-
Top Tier Teeth.
So
It
she
sounds
makes
like
she
a place
makes me
people
feel
go
old
who don't
too,
have
y'all.
insurance.
Oh,
What? It does. Like,
What would the
you don't
name
need
of the
to raise basic
dentist?
services here.
What would the
click
name
on
of the
the dentist
place
office.
need
What
to
was the dentist
be?
office? What was the dentist office? It said, Dom, real quick, if I can pull it
The
up.
dentist office said that wasn't cool at all. Please do not come to our establishment anymore.
What was the dentist office you tagged though? What was the dentist office?
Like
Top tier teeth.
Top tier teeth.
Oh, top tier teeth. Let me see.
That's who added her at top tier teeth.
Yep.
So I mean, what would the name of the dentist place need to be to get your business for you to take them seriously?
Mine is Dr. Sanchez DDS. Okay.
Right. I'm like, I want somebody name.
And
Okay.
I ain't like to really go back to him.
Oh
either
man,
after
this sucks. This is a black-owned establishment too, man.
Of
See?
course.
well,
Top
we
tier.
know it is top
Black-owned
tier.
dentist, too.
Listen,
First of all, let me-
I have my teeth.
This is how I automatically knew this was a black establishment. Niggas love alliteration. So you have top tier teeth. That just sounds like something we would go up for. Like, I don't know why black folks love alliteration, but it's a vibe. Like, we need a rhythm, we need a beat. Top tier teeth. Triple
I
T.
mean, at least they ain't
It's
naming
in Atlanta. It's
TTT.
Atlanta, y'all. It's Atlanta.
What'd you say, Vernon?
I said, at least they ain't naming TTT.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, all of that, everything that you're saying tracks. The fact that it's in Atlanta.
Oh,
fact
it's in
that it's-
Atlanta. Oh
Yeah, it's in
shit.
Atlanta.
Okay.
All of these things make sense. So if I live, none of that surprises me.
And I mean, then I'm finna old as well because she says her year of her birth is 1999. That's the year I graduated high school. So I'm like, this is weird.
I feel like, yeah. Good luck to her. You know, hopefully one of these days, like, I don't know how social media is going to evolve, but hopefully for her sake, in the next 10 years, this is, this will fall off the face of the earth and nobody is searching for this. So I don't know where.
You think this? You think it? I mean, I guess it could, right? I mean, there could be something happens where all the things leave in the world,
Yeah, I mean, at some point, like wherever this is stored in the ether, like wherever you posted this, because like not everything that you post shows up like on Google or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like if something happens to Twitter, if something happens to Facebook, if something happens to Instagram, like whatever you have posted, like where does that database live? So if they go, debunk or whatever, debunk, whatever the word is, all that will go with it.
Yeah, but
and technically they own it. If you post it, it's like they technically own the rights to your content. So they get the opportunity to kind of like reuse it how they see fit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Wow.
Anywho, good luck to her.
All right. Well,
so let's get into this next one. Jonathan Majors, man. I don't know what to think about this whole situation. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's so disappointing. So I went to go see Creed 3 this weekend, and we were still in theaters watching the credits as one of my friends was like checking her phone and the news hit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was just like,
what was the news?
He got arrested
for assault,
allegedly assaulting a woman who I guess is his girlfriend, strangled her.
I heard that she
handing them and it's just supposed to be video. Like I don't know what to think no more.
I heard that she went back and
It
apologized
doesn't
and that
mean
it
that it
wasn't
didn't
true.
happen though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And so allegedly he also is the one that called the cops. Like this allegedly started in like a taxi, like they went to a bar, got in a taxi, chaos ensued in the taxi, and then they went to their house. Jonathan called the cops. When they came, she said the story was one thing, and then they saw bruises on her, so they took him into custody. Today he was charged with 3 counts of assault in the 3rd degree. And he has to appear in court sometime either next month or in May. I can't remember the month.
So a couple of things, like my questions are like the people who were saying that she like recanted her story. Like I feel as though like I'm not seeing things from like credible sources that are,
you know, New York
like,
Post
preaching their innocence. All I see is people with blue check marks. And I guess if you got a blue check mark, that means what you're saying is true. So the story is that, when they told her she had, there was some tape involved, or she didn't realize it was going to lead to this, that she recanted her story. To me, if there was bruises or if there was any type of video footage proving otherwise, at this point, I'm like, how are you getting locked up? So, because I would think you would say, look at the tape. Like, that's not what happened. So, I hate to see it.
Unfortunately, what also makes this more detrimental to his career is that now that there are people speaking out that have worked with him. I read something to Jenelle earlier today where it was somebody that was at Ghetto, and they said this is his history. Like even from there, he has been aggressive, not the easiest person to work with. All these different things. And they said people throughout New York have known this information as well. It is just now hitting mainstream media. People have constantly turned the other cheek when it has come to this information. So I'd be interested to see this video because to me, like you said, I'm gonna need to see the footage because I like, and clearly like, yeah, every taxi I think in New York has video cameras, but if you are so innocent, what is
taxi cab confessions?
You say what?
I said, shout out to Taxi Cab Confessions.
You're right. I would think that this footage will come out sooner rather than later. And I know that his attorney was saying that it's likely for these charges will be dropped. But I'm like, y'all not acting urgently enough for this to happen. I mean, and the only thing is like, we see certain situations happen with certain types of men and certain women. Like it just happened to Michael Irving, where he had even lost his football.
Okay.
And I think he's a commentator now, right? And so somebody said that he attacked them, assaulted them in this hotel, at this hotel, and the footage showed otherwise. Like that's not what happened at all. And he lost his job, like, different deals because of this. And
that's the thing too. It's like, it's a combination of things. Because even, let's say these people are lying. You've already put like that bad blood, a bad taste in people's mouth about this person. So even if it comes out that it's not true, people have already like fixed their minds to believe a certain story. So now every time you see him, that's what you're going to go to for, like a period of time.
Yep.
But my question is like, I just find, and this happens all the time. It always happens where it seems like somebody has come forward in one of these type of assault cases where no one ever has spoken up before. And then somebody starts to speak up and then all of these people come out of, like the woodwork. So some of them are valid, some of them are not. So this is like one of those instances where it's like, okay, Jonathan's star has been on the rise, but nobody said anything when Lovecraft was out, like was coming out.
Or the last man in San Francisco.
Huh?
Last Man in San Francisco. I'm thinking about all the movies,
right? Like,
the things he's doing.
and the Last Man in San Francisco, that was such as like small, like it was people knew about it, but it was an indie film.
Yeah.
So, but now, even when you think about like when Lovecraft Country first came out, and then now it's like he is in so many like back to back things. Like you have Creed, you have Devotion, you have Ant-Man. Now he's going to be in the next Marvel film, Avengers movie. So he's doing some really big like box office like films. And so now all of a sudden you have all these people who claim to know him. And I'm not saying that they do or don't. I don't know. But coming out and they're like, oh, well, we've been knew this, or all of these different things. And I'm like, okay, so where were you when he was doing Creed, or when he was doing Lovecraft? Y'all didn't say nothing then.
Well, supposedly somebody said they said something. They put out a tweet like 3 or 4 years ago talking about him, and then they said they didn't want to say who it was. And then when this came out, there's like ding, 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 ding.
Oh no, that tweet was from this year though.
Oh, it's from this year? Okay.
But see, that's my point. And so it's one of those things where you hate to say, like, one, I hate to like blame the victim. I hate to not believe women, like all of those things. On the same, at the same time, certain women are known to make claims that aren't necessarily true. So until we have, some form of substantial evidence, like I don't want to completely say, oh, that nigga, is innocent or he did that shit until like we don't know. But if they're saying that she has bruises, well, I've watched The Thin Line Between Love and Hate, so I'm not saying she didn't, put a grapefruit in an orange and start hitting herself. But what's the likelihood of that? Probably not. So it's just really unfortunate.
He could have the Trump effect. If this video comes out and he didn't do nothing wrong, he can go beat on a woman for the next 20 years because it's gonna be
and it's really sad that this is happening. But at the same time, if he did it, then he needs to be held accountable.
Yeah.
It's not okay. And it's kind of jacked up. And then, there's it was something I was reading as far as like being able to like get him off of this type of thing, and like basically claiming like, because Jonathan Majors is jacked. Mm-hmm. And you saw Last Man in San Francisco.
Yeah, he was my son.
He was not.
I sent y'all there's a video of him where he is talking about how he pretty much had to bulk up for like some of these roles. And he was saying that he was eating 2,100 calories a day. He was eating 6 meals a day, like all these different things, work it out 3 times a day. And so in the video, I saw this video on February 2nd. When I watched that video, I was like, oh, this nigga is juicing. That was the impression that I got just based on his behavior, his mannerisms in this video. And then now what an attorney said, the best bet would be if let's say he is guilty or he did this, would be to say that he is juicing, because that it makes your behavior, you get mood swings and all these things. But I don't know how they would spin it with all these other people coming out and saying, well, he's had this type of behavior in the past. So I don't know what directors or what films these were from, but then you had the person saying the thing when they was at Yale. So, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like even how he was moving, I know Creed is a movie, to me, it looked like he has a stutter. So
I just feel like, yes, I agree. I've seen interviews with Jonathan Majors, like especially when he first was doing Lovecraft.
Yep.
So he was definitely a little bit erratic in that particular video that you were showing. So it definitely was a different demeanor than he's displayed before. But you just never really know. To me, could he be juicing? Sure. Like all of these things are indicative of like somebody that's, roid rage. Which, you're an actor. It's not like you're playing a sport or in the Olympics or anything like that. So it's not something that would be like illegal, But again, it does alter your behavior. It alters your testosterone levels. You know, like the fact that she was claiming he was strangling her, like that to me, like just seemed really okay. This dude is in a rage. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like to be able to like put your hands around somebody's neck just seems so extreme to me than just like doing like one quick back slap or like wallop. You know what I mean? Like it's so much intention behind that.
Yep.
So I don't know, but it's not really good for him.
I don't like hearing stories like this. I mean, we don't know what's true, what's not true, and then the timing is just terrible, especially like with all the shows and the movies and things that you named that he's in and going to be in. The timing is just so bad. Like we're loving him now. We're getting to what I'm saying is he's getting shown a lot of love now.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
We're getting into a lot of things that he's in, and it's just like to have to hear this. It's like, come on,
That's how
you know
I feel.
what I'm saying? And we don't even know if it's true or not. So it's like at least, you know, I feel like these types of things, people should be able to handle these types of things in private. You know, and then of course being a celebrity, you know, if it were true, okay, then it could be public record. Whether it's true or not, it could be public record. But to have all of this going on now and we don't even know all the details, it's unfortunate.
And you know, and it's really sad too because our society has conditioned us to not believe victims. And that's a lot of time, and that's a lot of reasons why women, when they are in these situations, don't come forward because they feel like nobody's going to believe them. At the same time, it's like, but you're doing, well, you don't have the right to your privacy and not share whatever it is you want to share or not. It's like you're doing a disservice to all the people like after you. And so I wish and hope that at some point we can start, you know, really promoting this idea. And it was like, it was kind of with the Me Too movement, but then the Me Too movement went too far. And so it's like trying to find that balance of making these safe spaces for women to be able to be forthcoming, and men, because it's not just women who get assaulted, you know, sexually assaulted. It happens to men as well. But to be able to come out from jump and somebody actually do an investigation and actually believe them. So then you don't have these like decade long, you know, predators or villains that's going around like attacking people.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it seems like, oh, well, why didn't y'all say something before? Now when it could have just maybe been like one person, now it's 20 people. Now it's 30 people. So these people who are like, well, when we were in Yale, well, why didn't you say something when you was at Yale? I don't know. Again, I've never been in that position. So you try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And you try to look at it from their perspective. And again, realizing that society does not make it easy for people to come forward. When these things happen, but I don't know. Like, it's like, I agree with you, Vernon. It's like twofold.
Well,
like, I really hope it's not true.
Yeah.
And
but
it
it's not
seems
just...
very suspicious because of the timing of it all. But that's just the name of the game. It happens like that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not just our society. I mean, you just have people who are just not going to do the right thing in general. So hoping that, yes, obviously to get to a place where we have people who only come forward and tell the truth. It would be the same as we hope everybody who goes to the bank isn't stealing money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so of course we will hope that in a situation like that, something serious, that no one would lie on someone and people would tell the truth. But obviously, as we've seen in history, like people lie, people have made things up. And so it's hard for people to come forward and tell their truth and be honest and open up and things like that. So
let's keep it real, y'all.
You got Emmett Till.
Where's that home St. Louis Cardinals jersey? And that's why people, at least in our community, have trepidation about it. Let's keep it real.
Yep.
Wait, what?
She wears that home Cardinals jersey.
Home Cardinals.
And that's why we as Black people have let's find out all the details. What color is the home Cardinals jerseys?
Red and white.
No, they're not. They white.
Ding, ding,
Right.
ding, ding, ding. It's a quick way to. That's how you can talk around people. Y'all didn't get that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
got what you
you're
said.
talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I referenced Emmett Till, so I thought that.
Oh yeah, no.
out
I'm
there.
saying
Yeah.
because she's white. That's why
We
when
can
I
say
come
white
in, like,
people.
hey, let's find
Yeah,
out.
and that's the thing. It's just like that's what makes it very difficult because we have seen this happen. And as I said earlier, when I was talking around with a certain type of person and another type of person, where we see this play out over and over again, but it's always going to repeat itself because they're never going to learn or change.
And I would like to say, and Dominique and I were talking about this earlier, all the people who were coming forward saying that he had a history of this type of behavior are also in that same.
Yeah, they were
And what's interesting about that too is that they are the males. And so sometimes you're gonna be like, y'all be kind of jealous because, like, yeah, you went to Yale with me, but clearly I'm known and I've made strides in my career, certain benchmarks, and nobody knows who you are.
You directing pizza commercials.
So
that's what it happens.
We don't know, but only time will tell. Like as we figure out what happened. So
yeah, good luck to him. He's already lost some endorsement deals. He has some commercials.
The Army had to let him go.
Come out with the Army.
And yeah, the Army already got their issues with sexual assault.
Yeah, I was like,
they can't do nothing.
So they was like, so what we're not gonna do is reinforce this the stereotype that we already have, because we already got our own shit over here. So we just gonna dead that.
Yep.
And
that's unfair. And that's what I mean. Like, it's just too early for these type of.
The Army had to do it. I get the Army doing it. It was like, we already jammed it. We got 45 cases right now. We can't have them use this against us for any of these future lawsuits. Nothing personal, bruh. We'll whip back around to you about 3-4 years, maybe then. But right now we jammed up. We got like 200 million in lawsuits sitting out there. I think they got like right now sitting out for like.
And again, our society ultimately, depending on who you are, we do forget. And it don't necessarily stop people's bag in certain ways. People might view them a certain particular way, but Chris Brown still manages to put out an album with 30 plus songs on it every year and go on tour. Yep. And we know for a fact that
he has a laundry list of things.
Right. And kept doing it. So, you just never really know.
Fabulous knocked out Emily B. Teeth. She no longer has a gap. So, and niggas still love Fab. I
really wouldn't count Fabulous. But
I would kind of count. I mean, you could count Fabulous, but
yeah. So I mean,
I think Fabulous kind of was falling off a little bit already. So he didn't.
Right. I'm like, But again, you still have a whole bunch of people who continue to.
I mean, Chris Brown put the list out.
That's what I'm saying.
He put the list out. Oh, he put a list because he got caught in that crossfire. People were upset that Chloe Bailey had him on a song.
Right.
But what people don't understand is that at some point, especially in R&B, you will collaborate with him, and it does kind of make the song a hit. So that's how that happens. But so he got caught in the crossfire, and niggas, I feel like to this day, they still just hate that little girl. And so he went on a rampage. He was like, "This isn't abuse. This person like let it go."
But my point is, we do. Like, if we didn't let it go, you would not be making music on the level in which you're making music.
Yeah.
So we let it go. And by we, I mean as a collective. Like, you were still in a position to be guest star on shows, be on whatever, promote your albums, put out videos. Your bag has not stopped because of this. So that's all I'm saying. Like, regardless of like whatever people are saying about him and Chloe or whatever, the reason why he's still making music is because people don't care.
Yeah, that's real.
And it will be interesting to see, though, when we start bringing race into it, because a lot of, Chris Brown's victims have been Black women.
Yep.
Jonathan Mayer's, victim is a white woman. So
home Cardinals jerseys.
Right. So
we trying to get to the point we making money, Janelle. We saying home Cardinals jerseys.
Home Cardinals jerseys.
Me and your sister trying to build up something. We're saying home Cardinals jerseys.
See, I don't want St. Louis to be associated with that.
Okay.
I don't want to be
right. But,
okay, home uniforms. Home uniforms.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
So, you're unfortunately, people's lives don't necessarily come to a stop. I was just reading something they were talking about like Mike Tyson, another person, known physical abuser. And they were saying
it's selective because I do have a small place in my heart for Mike Tyson, and I don't believe nobody when it comes to him. And I know that's maybe ignorant on my part. It's one of those. You gotta remember, I didn't become more refined until 2003. So anything that's previous to that, I hold on to those.
But it's just the name of the game. Hell, R. Kelly.
They didn't do it.
How long did it take for people to actually hold R. Kelly accountable?
Yeah.
And you still have people who are by his side, even though he locked up, even though they know he did all of this stuff. They do not doubt it. However, they gonna listen to 12 play all day, whatever new music come out, they are gonna ride it out for R. Kelly.
Yep.
And they not gonna think whatever he did was a big deal. So
like the fact that you are not alone is about a 17-year-old girl that had a miscarriage. It's wild to me.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear that.
I mean, I've always asked.
Like, don't ruin it for me.
Should we all get like 3 R. Kelly mulligans? Like 3 songs that he's affiliated with that we can hold on personally that nobody would judge us for.
For me, it would be. That's a great topic. I know. I was really quick with that answer. I was like, okay, well, then for me,
mine is Maxwell Fortune is one of them. I can't let that.
Oh.
He wrote that.
Yes.
See, I really don't know.
That's what I'm saying. What does this extend to? What does this extend to?
Listen, I don't want to get rid of my B2K catalog. Like I know, like it's not a big deal, but I still love Bump 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 and Girlfriend, especially the remix.
I like Nas Street Dreams remix. I can't let that go.
I think it's very interesting. I feel like the songs that he makes for other people are way better than the songs that he has himself.
What's the one where they go to the hotel lobby and after the hotel lobby is the after party? Oh, Fiesta.
Fiesta.
I love Fiesta.
I was gonna say, I thought y'all were judging his songs, but now we're on to songs that he's wrote for other people.
Just
like,
in general.
I'm not cutting off music for other people. I'm not even fully admittedly, I'm not gonna even fully cut off all of R. Kelly's music. But I'm not I didn't necessarily grow up listening to all the songs like that, so I don't feel connected like some of the people who are older than us. But to lead it all the way to music that he's wrote for other people, like, dang, like that's some deep dedication if you just don't cut off everything that he's ever done.
We're human beings, and we are always going to make concessions for the shit that we want to make concessions for.
I feel
like Chris Rock said, we have a selective outrage.
Yep,
we do. We do.
We do.
Like, again, I am a huge fan of Michael Jackson. Always have been. Very first concert I ever went to. Do I believe that he did this shit? I kind of do.
No,
not everybody.
2003.
I don't believe
It's pre-2003 once again, Janelle. This goes back to my real pre-2003. All my niggas conspiracies are still in hold. Anything previous to 2003.
Right. But like after seeing that, so whatever that docuseries that they did,
never watched.
I can't say I believe Wade Robson. The other dude, I definitely believe.
Oh, I just feel like, okay.
But if Rock With You come on.
Yeah, see, I don't feel like
I don't know.
I don't feel like I feel like this.
Y'all, let's be honest here. Because they little white boys, we can let it go,
huh? I mean,
Barney, what were you gonna say?
I just feel like,
hey, low key, if it was Tyrone and Quayshawn, we would be having way more issues.
Yeah. Not gonna lie.
It's tough, you know, when it comes to celebrities, especially those who do things that, you know, mean something to you. It's hard to ask people to just cut those things off, like songs that they've grown up on, songs that mean something to them, songs that give them memories. It's hard to ask people to cut those things off, and by cutting it off, yes, you feel like you're no longer supporting them, but really, I mean,
They got your
I,
money anyway.
yeah, I
I
was gonna
think
say,
people say Beyonce is controversial, and here we are spending all this money to go to her concert.
I
You
still
know,
don't. I feel
Beyonce
like
ain't never done nothing wrong to me. She's never done anything to me. Just like these other celebrities, they've never done anything wrong. I feel like unless they haven't done anything majorly wrong to me, to where if they have put music out or movies and things like that, it's not going to stop me from continuing to listen to it. Now, other people may choose not to do it, and they're going to, you know, stand up for black women and black girls and go against R. Kelly and all this stuff. That's cool and fine. But if there's an R. Kelly song that I love, like I love Laundromat, you know, if I hear it on the radio, I'm not going to stop
Nivea.
listening to it.
People are
Yeah, Nivea and, you know, R. Kelly. I'm not going to stop listening to that because of
I don't even know that song.
R. Kelly. I'm going to the laundry
You
man. You don't know laundry
I've
man?
never heard
I've
that.
never heard it.
What?
No, it's
With
good.
Nick
It's a
Cannon
dope
in the
song. It's a
video?
dope song.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a dope song.
It was like on the
know
Chocolate
it.
Factory album, wasn't it? Didn't he
No,
feature
it's
it,
on
like,
Nivea's album.
Well, I know it's on
No, it's on
Nivea's
Nivea's
album, but
album.
didn't he like feature it on something of his?
I
No,
really
Kelly
don't know
don't do
any
that
Nivea songs except for maybe the first song she came out with, and I can't even think
Don't
of
Mess
what
With
that's
My Man.
Don't Mess With My Man.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the only one I know.
And Okay with Lil Jon.
Yeah, we know that one.
You know that one too.
Which one?
The Snap one. Okay.
Grab your
Wow,
drink,
Janelle, you're younger
get
than me.
another
though.
one,
Oh.
make them pay for it, put it in and say, okay.
With the young bloods, with the young bloods.
Okay.
I don't listen to music. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh,
I
wow.
listen to all.
Just stepped up in this party, tipsy off this Bacardi.
But speaking of Beyonce, do we want to segue?
Let's go. That's what I was just pulling up my notes over here. All right, Swarm. Everybody over here, everybody's finished this. Everybody, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
so.
hold on one second.
Oh.
All right.
No, y'all good.
So this was an amazing show to me. Like it was
Yes.
to me, it was very, very no. And you could tell. So there's some different things in here. Donald Glover, you could definitely tell that this was his kind of thing. And to get background, it comes from, I guess, a Lemonade thing. Something happened during Lemonade where some girl killed herself. Allegedly, some urban legend, or supposedly it happened where this girl killed herself because she found out Beyonce got cheated on and she felt she can never get a man. And that's when Donald Glover saw that, and that's what made him come up with the idea for this.
Yes.
I didn't hear that part, but
wow.
That's how he came up with the idea for this. It's some urban legend thing of some girl killed herself after listening to Lemonade because Beyonce got cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so this one, and then he just made it real dark and just went like extrapolated out on this crazy shit.
Yeah,
that was super dope to me, like super dope.
I thought it was superb.
Yes,
you know, the people that hate or that are hating on Swarm, get a life, because I just really believe that the way that the scenes, the way it was written, everything, it just embodied so much. And for y'all to be like, I just couldn't get into it, it was just too dark for me. Grow up.
Well, I think people, I didn't see like a ton of advertisement for Swarm before. Like somebody sent it to me and I was like, this kind of look fire. It definitely was. But when I saw the preview, it was exactly what I was expecting it to be. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't one of those things. Like it was wilder than what I thought, but I definitely knew like, okay, this woman is gonna be like killing people. Whoever is anti-Naja, she gunning for. Yeah. I got that much. If I didn't know how much of a spree she was gonna go on, you know, I thought it was gonna be maybe like this one person and she snapped, but I feel like most people started talking about it because of Chloe's sex scene.
Yeah.
And that's when it dropped, that's all people were talking about. And for some reason, people are out here thinking that they really had sex. And I'm just confusion. I'm like, do you not realize like this is a movie and that they literally do like movie magic and certain angles and perspectives, so it looks from the camera view real, but it's not. I'm just blown away that people are even like going this far. But what's so crazy to me is, again, y'all are coming for her as far as like, oh, that wasn't a good move, she shouldn't have did that, you know, she just needs to stick to singing. First of all, she has been acting since she was little. So the fact that y'all are trying to like pigeonhole her just as a singer when she was literally in like Fighting Temptations as a little girl acting, that's number one. Number two, I'm an actor. Like, this is all make believe. So you're telling me I should not do a sex scene because you have already over sexualized me, and now because I'm embracing my sexuality and you have decided that that's too much for you, that this is a bad look, as if she's doing like OnlyFans or porn. And then I was reading some article when they were talking about like somehow Halle Berry got brought up into it. I was very confused as to what point they were trying to make.
Yo, the think pieces got to stop, black people. We got to stop these think pieces, yo.
Stop.
There's a whole article that Donald Glover hates black women because he told Dominique Fishback he didn't give her any direction on like her character. He's like, just kind of do what you think she would do. And they it's a whole article. This girl saying like it shows his dislike for black women because he wouldn't do a better way of portraying a black woman. I was like, it's a fucking thriller. She's a serial killer. I'm trying to figure out the depths of this woman supposed to be at, and she's a serial killer.
In actuality, so I have read, what's the woman who also like
Janine Neighbors?
Okay, so she said that she made a conscious decision to, I guess, desexualize her character. I mean, and I'm kind of on the fence with that notion too, because it's like, while yes, the antagonist of the whole show, the villain of the show, the main character, you have, you know, quote unquote desexualized her, you're still imposing a sexuality onto her. Like the fact that you are saying, okay, because she is a virgin or is like awkward when it comes to her sexuality, does not mean she is like void of sexuality. As we see, as the, you know, the whole show progresses, it's just a matter of being able to maybe be comfortable with yourself in your sexuality, whatever that is, or however you choose to identify. So that was one where she was like making this like point, because she was saying that, you know, the main characters, they're always seen as sexual beings, but in the same breath, then you're showing another character getting bent over. You know what I mean? So it's like, which one is it? Like, but
all y'all niggas don't need computers. I've come up with this whole thing. Like, we need to like regulate what people get keyboards.
Yep. That's how
no,
I
definitely concur.
But I think that it's just that, like, even when we think about like when we start breaking down the characters, there were certain questions.
Like, where you want to go? Where you want to take it to, Don?
There are certain questions that I have.
Okay.
Because, and I think I said something to y'all about the scene where, like, okay, so she wakes up at the dude's house when she finally does get it in. And
shout out to Macaulay Culkin's little brother.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was. I was like, man, you look like him.
To see him.
It's so many random like little hidden gems, like the stripper girl being Paris Hilton. I mean,
she's black.
Paris Jackson. And then saying she black, my daddy black, or half, or whatever the case may be.
I didn't even realize that was her until later when they said something.
Yeah, that's Paris Jackson. And then Billie Eilish is in there. So it's so many little moments. Yeah, Billie Eilish is the girl at the little cult like place.
At the cult, yeah, she was the one who her the therapy.
Yeah, okay.
And so when we get to certain scenes, like so when she plugs the phone up and she's starting to get text messages, and then she gets home and realizes what happens. Do we think that she killed her sister? Like,
No.
do you think that? Because
I didn't think that.
I don't think so.
Because you remember when Chloe's character, which I forget her name, was doing her makeup. Marissa.
Yes.
And she started kissing her wrist.
Yes.
Because she had already performed some self-harm and was trying to commit suicide. So I never thought that she killed her.
But now, knowing as we saw the series progress and knowing what we know, and then even Leon was like, you killed her. They wouldn't let her come to the funeral, whatever the case may be, because she had a history of being erratic. And then this entire time, Marissa is clearly, she is hallucinating and delusional about these messages that she's getting. So what if she technically might have killed the sister, and then this starts it?
I don't think that's the case, because one, I think if they truly believe that she, with her bare hands, actually killed Marissa, they would have had her locked up.
Mm-hmm.
I think they realized or knew that this girl was toxic in whatever way, had all these other mental issues. And so I just think they blamed her for her death. And by her being the last one with them, you know, and especially on that one episode when they do kind of like the true crime first 48 type of thing, you can see like the dynamic of their relationship growing up was always something that made the parents very uncomfortable. This girl was already like, you know, she was a foster kid that they brought into the home, and she was just needed a lot of help. And so I think, and then they had like this very kind of like symbiotic relationship or codependent relationship where it seemed like, you know, Marissa was trying to break away from, but had not. And then for her to just ultimately commit suicide, again, how you committing suicide because your boyfriend is, you realize your boyfriend is cheating and now she's not answering the phone. So I'm going to kill myself. You know what I mean? So they had a very codependent relationship. And so I think they just blamed her, but I don't think she killed her.
But that also, you could kind of say, because Marissa was trying to get away and that was going to shift the dynamic, that could be what could have potentially happened. And
I just think that if she really would have killed her, something eventually would have cemented and said, yes, she did it. But they didn't make it seem like they were just hinting it the entire time. It seemed like she died. I think they hinted towards more her killing herself than they did Dre killing Marissa.
Yeah, and I never really thought of her as being like schizophrenic in a way where she was like making up like scenarios and conversations with people. Like she wasn't like Joe Goldberg, you know, in like season 4. She wasn't doing that. You know, she was just reading very much into people's tweets and literally just like saying, "Oh, you said
what about the
one
text messages?
Now
the text messages, Jenelle, she was schizophrenic. The text messages. Marissa was not. So she thought
she
that
was texting herself.
That's what I thought she was doing. She was texting herself.
Because remember, she found her phone in the closet, and that's when she started texting herself from Marissa's phone.
So she's basically telling her what the self is like. It's two different personalities to a certain extent. Like, hey, do this, and then she can read it.
Was that schizophrenic, or was that just kind of something she was doing to mourn, like to kind of cope, like to make it seem like, dang?
I know that other text message you would be telling them, go kill these motherfuckers. Like,
yeah, I feel like it was it was a bit of both, but I feel like it is kind of like a coping mechanism. I've definitely seen where people have maybe passed away or they've played it out in different shows. I can't think of what show it is right now, but like,
well, I know that the football player Larry Fitzgerald, his mother passed from cancer, and he won't cut off her phone. He keeps the cell phone on, and he'll just call it to hear her voicemail. So he pays the old cell phone number.
Yeah, people do things like that.
To hear his mom and like leaves her messages. Like
people
in the bill for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I took it as. I'm like, okay, she just happened to find the phone. She hated the way that they ended things through, in person. And, maybe she wanted that last thing through the phone. She wished it would have been, I love you too.
Right.
So I didn't take that part as necessarily crazy. I thought that was coping, but all the other things was definitely solidifying her.
So one of my questions on here for y'all is how many murders y'all think she did? Like,
okay, I mean, just on the show, I could count.
I mean, just in general, like how many do we think she did?
I mean, I think it's crazy how which I'm not mad because she was gonna kill that white woman, but then she ended up meeting the other dude. But I was just like, so you just gonna let her go? And then I was like, really, Donald Glover?
What with Paris Jackson?
No, the lady at the gym.
The lady at the gym.
Oh yeah.
But I think it shows her maniacal aspect of wanting to see, the Beyonce characters that it derailed her from all her other plans.
Yeah.
That this new plan is going there. But it goes what you said, Don. Didn't the text message say to her, follow the dude in the jacket?
Yes. So, but that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't like she was able to pull out her phone and say that. It was like she got a message that said that. So at some point she was not consistently texting herself. She was hallucinating.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm like that was.
I think she's at double-digit numbers, to be for record. I think she's in double digits.
Oh yeah, I think it's at least 10 people.
Yeah,
because she ran over. It was 5 of them women at the convent.
Yep.
The little cult that she drove over with her car. So,
and we learned there the thing about the milk. So the milk thing comes up a couple of times. She killed her grandmama.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the murders are stacking up, man. She's getting to Jeffrey Dahmer levels here now.
I think, and that's crazy to make that comparison because it started off early for her. It seemed like it had been a while, like a long while, since she had killed someone, and then when she just happened to do it, I think it was that.
Yeah, she just had like a psychotic break. She
had like that feeling, and I think it like triggered something in her from that feeling from the first time. So she just kind of kept going, and her excuse to kill and to keep going was to go after people who were against Naja.
Because how she killed Damson, and I know that had more to do with her sister.
Yeah,
how she killed him and then put that pie.
That shit was crazy.
It was a food porn. Like food porn going throughout.
It was.
I was like, but you notice how every time it seemed like she would get hungry or something, like after she would kill or like around the time.
I mean, it takes a lot of adrenaline and a lot of energy. So I would be hungry too.
She needed her energy, huh?
I mean, when you like, because it's not like she is shooting people. Like she was shooting a couple of folks, but she was like physically like beating people to death. That's like a lot. Shit. So I'd be hungry for a snack.
But speaking of food,
I don't think I'd be thinking about food after death and seeing blood. But hey, who are me?
the scene where she connects with the guy that clearly works some sort of like, I guess the sound or lights at the
white dude, girl. The white dude.
No, you're talking about the DJ dude, DJ.
Oh, it used to be fat dude.
They used to be fat dude, right? That whole scene, that interaction with them with the snacks. When I tell y'all, I got my life, and life was given in that moment because it was so unexpected. And I just love like the comedic aspect behind that. And then him still like, I can't do this ever again. I have to be disciplined. And then her ass gonna lock him in that freezer with that cake.
I feel so bad for him.
I felt so bad for him because he was like, oh no.
It almost seemed like if she wasn't that crazy and if she wasn't in that situation, they might have could work out because they was both kind of weird and quirky. Mm-hmm. They had a vibe. I kind of like them together. They had the moment with the snacks and things like you said. So
it'd been kind of dope if they did a little Bonnie and Clyde thing, though. Like where they both go start killing people together, like he brought them along.
Or outside of all the crazy, I think just their quirkiness and things like that, they seem like they work with each other, and it's just like, dang, you had to put the man in the freezer.
I think
she was on a mission, so I get it.
And once she didn't need him anymore, it was a wrap.
I'm glad she just didn't literally kill him. Like she might have killed his diet.
I'm glad too. Yeah, I'm glad she's saying that because he didn't deserve.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hopefully somebody found them before it was too late.
Well, yeah, I think they. Well, yeah,
They
because,
had to eventually because they had to get that cake out at the end.
Well, maybe they didn't go back for it because then she bites her. Which I was like, how did we get there? You was eating a chocolate ball.
Well, that's supposed to be off the Tiffany Haddish thing, right? That's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's the Tiffany Haddish thing.
No, it's not Lathan.
Yeah, it's Tiffany Haddish told.
Oh, Tiffany.
Oh, but was it Sanaa Lathan?
It was Sanaa who was.
They were saying it was. That's why the dude at the end when she ran out, the guy that was sitting on the dock, he was like, "Hey, is that Sanaa Lathan?"
No, well, he said it's that girl from Love and Basketball.
Basketball.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
So they didn't say names. They couldn't say names.
They didn't say names, but they hinted, and that's why I was like, "Oh wow!" Like
they said Jesse Williams. They said Jesse Williams. That was the first dude she talked to. She walked in. He was like, "Yeah, my name is Jesse. I play Grey's Anatomy."
Oh, see, I missed that. How did I miss that? But girl, I just wanted. I wanted to see the bite. I was like, you was eating a chocolate ball, and then next thing you know, you're running out. Like, what happened when you was eating? Was you just like in your mind, just like kind of moving around and then eating, and then you got a face? Like,
I think she was still hungry, and when she saw Nyjah up close, she just was looking so good and appetizing. She just was still
like, I can't believe
ready to take a bite, and she just couldn't believe it. And she like, I had to maybe let me taste to make sure this is real. As these cherry or as these strawberries that I'm eating right now. I don't know. It was so random.
I don't know. I just think the whole series was just like perfect. Even like up until the last episode when she finally gets to the concert.
See, I think that's all fake. I think that.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that part.
See, I was in my because after the conversation, Nelly, that we had, I was wondering if she was hallucinating.
That's all hallucination.
That's what I thought.
It was what you said.
That whole thing.
It had to be. So what part?
True is because if you notice in that episode 7, the one where it was the top dog underdog woman cop. Right, that's all the real story. If you notice the way it's set up, even Donald Glover is like, yeah, I'm making this movie about this girl.
Right.
So everything that's supposed to be like the real life story, and like that's supposed to be like the real thing. Everything else we see is a telling of that story. That 7th episode.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So she did get arrested at the Nyjah show and was going by what was her name? She was going by Tony.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that's real. So everything that we see after that is an interpretation by the directors of what that event was.
Because even when Nyjah showed up, her face. What?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking that loud, because I said something to Bernie offline about it. So now, okay, it makes sense.
Well, I don't know. Okay, so in the last episode, when she left her tickets, which I'm like, how do you leave the tickets?
Well, she didn't leave them because remember she set the girl on fire.
And it was in her pocket.
And the tickets were in her pocket.
You left the tickets in there. I'm like, how did you leave the tickets in there before you set the girl on fire?
Because if you murder somebody, you're gonna run their pockets in general.
You should have made sure you got it before you murdered her, or before you set her on fire. And so I'm like, she went down there. So like the part where she was trying to get the tickets anyway, but she didn't have her ID, like, wasn't that real?
No, none of that stuff's real. Well, we don't know. This is their interpretation of what happened. They don't know.
I feel like that part was real, but the part where she was inside was not real. That was a hallucination.
Well, I think
the whole thing is all this stuff isn't real, except for episode 7.
I mean, you mean episode 6?
No. Everything that we saw is just
episode 6.
The director, Donald Glover, that's talking about doing this movie interpretation of what he thinks happened from this news story.
Right. So that was to be episode 6.
So that's the only thing that's back to 7.
No, 6 is the one where we see like the actual people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So that was the only real one.
There are a series of events like what you're saying. There was a series of events that actually happened IRL.
Yes.
And so he is filling in the blanks between these series of events.
Exactly.
So that 48 hours episode that's supposed to be like, this is the real story behind what y'all are watching. But to me, I thought the concert was real. Now she gets arrested, but after she doesn't realize that she's arrested, because that particular scene was from the On the Run tour that Jay-Z and Beyonce did in Atlanta I was there when somebody ran up on stage.
Wow.
I didn't know.
I remember that. So that's
Yeah,
where
that's
I was
what we went to.
confused. I'm like, were they alluding to her being that person who ran up on the
Yes.
stage?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
And because that was a dude, and because at this point
And she was
is,
looked
presenting
like a guy.
as, like a stud.
Yeah.
So people are like, is it a dude or a girl? And you going by Tony. So all of that made sense. But then when she's seeing Nyjah, if you look again at it, the face of Nyjah is actually Marissa's face.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Nyjah's face.
Because we never get to see Nyjah in the face, like the actual real Nyjah ever.
It's
They
like
did.
They did show her.
It comes fully through the light. It's Chloe's face.
Mhm.
So that's why at that point she's hallucinating.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Well, it's kind of ill when you think about it, that the episode, that middle episode before the last one is the real reality episode of like what really happened. I want a whole series with the top dog underdog black woman.
I said the same thing. I was like, that was so good. We could have did a couple of episodes with her. Like, did she finally crack the case?
It's like quintessential Donald Glover.
It is.
Like,
it really was.
That was, season 1 Atlanta when they had that transracial episode with like or season 2, because I don't think he did that in season 1. Season 2 is when he started that trope. In the last season when they did the Goof Troop.
Yep.
When I tell you, I was like, wait a minute. Like, I'm Googling. I'm like, is this real? Like, it felt so real.
Remember the episode where they the commercials, you thought the commercials were real? Where Paperboy was talking on that show, and you were like, I was like, Dutch Masters got Swisher Sweets got a commercial?
And they did the Arizona tea, like kiss.
Yeah, I love that.
His mind is definitely something that is one of a kind. And now I'm sitting here with the finale of Atlanta thinking, was this all a fucking dream?
Well, no. It wasn't a dream. If we want to talk about it,
the finale of Swarm?
No, the finale
they said Swarm is supposed to be in the same universe.
Oh, no. Yeah, wait.
So the whole last episode of Swarm is all a dream.
Yes.
Which is literally, if somebody told me this was like a part of Atlanta, like an episode or 2 of Atlanta, I would totally believe it because
the thing with Atlanta, they're saying that Swarm is a part of the Atlanta universe. Like it's happening within the Atlanta universe. Like if you look at certain things, it's actually that stuff that happened around Atlanta was talking about.
But then
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Because it started 2016. Atlanta started 2016.
No, I'll have to watch it again. Because I know what you're talking about, the last episode of Atlanta where it was like they was waking up and it was like he was in that dream. Like, did he ever actually wake up? So it was like, is it like, fucking Dallas where it was like all a dream?
Or was St. Elsewhere? Where at the end it was all that stuff was then St. Elsewhere was in the little boy's globe, the little shake globe. And it basically pans out as this autistic kid that's playing with his shake globe. So Elsewhere is supposed to be, and there's supposed to be some crazy stuff where all these other shows are connected to St. Elsewhere. So basically all these shows are inside this little boy's mind. It's a whole like conspiracy thing online about it. Pre-2003. So all conspiracy theories on board.
Yeah, but that's what I was asking, even about Atlanta. That's why I was like, was the series itself even real, or were we just a part of Darius's, like, was it created in his mind?
I mean, it could have been, because like that one episode where Van is in like Germany or France or whatever,
girl, and they go and
in the hands, like, what the fuck was that,
baby? And then her act, it was a whole thing, like it made no sense. And then for her just to randomly run into I'm telling you.
Because it's like at one point, it's particularly season 3 did this where, it was more so just like storytelling. It wasn't like a continual story. It wasn't like these different, episodes were progressing the story. They did a little bit better of it in the last season where they would still kind of have like these kind of like one-off episodes, but it was still advancing the overall storyline. Whereas season 3 felt like these was like a bunch of unconnected episodes. I still loved it,
but they're all connected though.
But like you said, if
I think
it was
Donald
all a
Glover doing
dream,
this. It's actually, I looked it up. It's called the Westfall theory.
okay.
So it's called the
See,
Westfall theory. It's a universe. So basically, this thing. There are 441 shows are connected together through Saint Elsewhere, and I think that's what he's trying to do. Where all these random things have these other different things that are connected to other shows that he's doing or projects and music even.
wow.
And I maybe I'm reading into it more, but if he is doing the Westfall theory, he on some other different some Negro shit.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued because I need to know.
Yeah, it's 441 shows that are connected. Yeah, when you
Wow.
read
So
through
wait,
it, you're
are
gonna be
they,
like, damn, that is connected from that.
so they just haven't come out yet. It's only been like the Atlanta and Sworn as part of that whole.
Well, yeah, he's building that
Right, and some of his
same
music.
Okay.
And some of his music.
Mm.
And that other movie, what's the movie he did with Rihanna? It's supposed to be like a part of the universe. Too.
Robert Island.
That one is a part of that too?
Guava Island. Yeah, that's what it
Guava
said. They
Island.
said that Donald Glover's trying to like basically have these Easter eggs for all his things like connected.
And I mean, that makes sense because then he had like the This Is America, and that shows up in that film with him and Rihanna. And they basically have that video within that movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The song was good, man. Like, I had a good time with it. With it.
I You say what?
I'm like,
how'd y'all feel about her becoming Tony
this weekend? I can't watch it at night because I'll have bad dreams. But
Yeah, I could definitely watch it again. Like, it's something that I would watch with somebody like, hey, you gotta watch this, and I'll watch it with them just to like see their reaction and things with that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch that last episode again because I'm like, I didn't think that whole thing was a dream.
Yeah.
I'm still not 100% that it is.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So it's the thing is that it's their project. Like you got everything besides that 6th episode. Is their interpretation of what they think had happened.
Right. No,
and
I got that part.
I got that. But you all said that the very last.
So 7 is what they think that she went through. Like, what did this person do on that last day before they ran up on stage and got caught?
Right. Okay. So I see that now. And that's why I didn't get that at first. I was like, I thought they were alluding to her being the person that got caught, but seeing her be here at this concert, and then it's like, but this doesn't seem real. So yeah, that's what was confusing.
What y'all think about them making her Tony, like making her into a stud? What y'all think about like that kind of shit?
I think that tracks.
Women do that all the time.
Yeah.
I think that tracks. I think for her to be this person who may have been, like sexually confused for a long time.
You saw on the stage when she was stripping.
First of all, I don't know what those liturgical dances that she was doing.
But wait, it was a mess at first, but guess what? She ended up getting better. I was like, oh wow, she actually got better, and the girls actually respected her more.
Well, and they told us like, girl,
that's the part I wasn't ready for. I wasn't expecting her to like come up and end up getting better at doing the stripping thing. I was like, wow,
like because was girl like, and I think too for her because she didn't want to get fired because the reason why she's even working at that club is to get close to that man who tweeted. So it was like, if I lose this connection,
right,
then I'm not going to be able to go after him anymore. So let me get better so I don't get fired.
Exactly.
So when he show up again, I can follow him.
Yeah. But no, her being like, I guess I'm not going to say she wasn't like super feminine in the beginning, but to her like transition to Tony, I wasn't surprised because she seemed like she was thirsty and she was looking for love. I've seen people do that. Like they be one thing, trying to attract one thing, and then it's like, oh, that's a fail. So let me try to switch things up over here, and maybe I'll attract this all to like find love or be wanted, things like that. So I wasn't surprised. Plus, the girl just batshit crazy anyway.
Yeah, I think and depending on what type of situations that you're in, and I know our mom will like mention. Especially dealing with certain kids who be in the system, you were obviously probably living in some like group home at some point before they foster you. A lot of times some women will do this, and I know that was a true, what was that girl's name who had gotten out of jail? She got locked up, something Brown.
Is this in Centoya?
Centoya Brown.
Yeah.
And they had done an interview with her. And you know, she was a cute girl. And I remember her saying, cute don't get you nowhere, don't do nothing but bring you problems. And so when she was in jail, she really started to present more masculinely as a way to like protect herself.
Yeah.
Because before, by her being like this cute girl, now you get in traffic, you know, all these bad things happen to you solely based off of the fact that you are pretty. So then a lot of women start to put on this really hard armor as a means of protection.
Right.
And I think after a while that starts to develop in some other type of like, you know, it starts to manifest in their sexuality.
Yeah.
So not all the time, but sometimes. And I feel like that happened with her, you know.
Right. So yeah, it wasn't surprising that she made that transition, things like that.
Yeah, especially living on the street, you know, like how she was just kind of like bouncing around all over. I could definitely see her kind of like presenting that way because I think she's a beautiful girl. And so I could imagine if you're like on the road, you know, kind of like living how she was living, that you don't want to really attract any attention. So then you start looking, you know, like let me harden up so men aren't like preying on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a couple people like that, so definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, all of it made sense to me.
No, I was interested. Like, okay, y'all made some perfect sense for me. All these different details I did not even understand and know, and this is what we do this for. I did not know. This is not deceit post 2003D. Learning and growing.
Well, before y'all get out of here, I just have a quick question for y'all.
Oh snap! I forgot we got your question for your friend.
Yeah, it's just super quick. Yep. Okay, so let's say you met a guy and y'all were hitting it off, or woman, whatever the case may be, whatever your preference, and you find out like, you know, you have this feel like things are really going well for you guys, and then all of a sudden you do a Google search. In this Google search, you find out that this person is a sex offender. Something happened when they were 22 and the person was probably like 16 or 17 that they, you know, had this interaction with. What do you do? Do you say something to the person? Mind you, y'all are hitting it off. Y'all are connected. This person is treating you the way that you have been wanting to be treated this entire time, but he has not mentioned this. He's a sex offender in another state. One time he also failed to register wherever he moved as a sex offender. And now he's also 20 years removed from the situation. What do you do?
So I would definitely have a conversation. Okay. And it doesn't necessarily mean I would stop talking to them, just because you could be listed as a sex offender for a myriad of things. That doesn't necessarily mean that you were like molesting somebody, a pedophile, rape somebody.
You can be in public.
You know, like if you have like indecent exposure, like you just like outside and you just decided when you were 16 being young and dumb, I want to moon somebody or like flash somebody, they can definitely like charge you with indecent exposure and you could be listed as a sex offender.
Yes.
So it depends on what it is. I would definitely ask. And these are also things that are public record. I've definitely like found a dude that I went to high school with who was a sex offender. And it was like he had been molesting his little sister for however many years. Girl, yes, like. And I'm like, he was my friend. Like, we weren't best friends. I didn't have your number, but we shared the same homeroom. And I was just like, when I knew you were doing this at home. So they tell you
that's what it was.
What the offense was. So depending on what the offense is, if it's something like indecent exposure, like you was at this age, I probably wouldn't even say anything because it's like, that young and dumb dudes do weird shit like that all the time, just playing around. And unfortunately, this happened to him, so that's messed up. Now, if it's something else that's more egregious, I would probably just ghost a motherfucker. Like, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Because he's been hitting her up saying that she's acting strange. This is a true situation that
And
I have.
so she hasn't said nothing to him yet?
She hasn't said anything
He
about
know
it.
why. He know why.
But
He
she
know why. He know why.
she
No,
told
he
me,
know why. Because
He
if
don't
you
know
got
why.
something like that deep
but
inside,
she
you
had
know
to
people go.
no.
It's the first time.
So here's the
Well-
thing. She had to do a deep investigation to even find this information.
It ain't
Right.
So it wasn't
So
like
he probably not expecting that. He's not expecting her.
I don't think he was expecting it because she said it was a deep dive.
Damn.
It wasn't like
She
he
clicked
just
2
popped up.
links.
Huh?
It ain't that deep. It's not hitting that deep.
No,
I promise you.
but like I said, it she said that when it first popped up, it was like she had to go through like within certain searches. So it wasn't like it was just right there. You searched his name because his name is also common. So she didn't tell me his name, but she said it was common. So she had to go through some stuff because of that. And then she saw the picture, like the mugshot. She was like, "Oh, you got a mugshot? What the hell is this
Oh,
about?"
they put a picture up on the sex offender list.
So she didn't go there first.
Oh, like
So that's what
when
she
I
typed his
found
And
name.
she
out,
said he's not reporting. He didn't report. It was in another
One
state.
time
He's
he
not
didn't
reporting.
report it.
okay.
So, but like I said, she said that she searched the common name in Google, and all these people came up, and then she kept digging and digging, and she saw
Okay.
that he had a mugshot. From
Okay.
there, that's when she went to go pay on whatever site, and then she went to the sex offender site, and then within the sex offender site, one of the he violated, I guess, his parole because he failed to register.
Okay.
So at one point, but that was like some years ago when that happened.
How long was this ago? This happened.
So he's 40 something now. So when this happened, he was 22.
Okay.
But it
Okay.
hasn't been any updated charges or history of him doing anything else. And like you said, it could be a myriad of things. Because it could have been situations where he could have been talking to somebody could have lied about their age, and he thought that it would, and then yeah, so that could be something, but it didn't say he raped anybody or anything like that.
Yeah, and that would be my thing. Like, if it doesn't specifically say, and then you feel like you really like this person, but also then you just have to kind of trust that they are telling you the truth. Because if they did not divulge this information to you, which I mean, I don't see why they necessarily would.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, it's not that long where they can cut ties. I think it's been like maybe a couple months, like a couple months.
They have to see. My thing is
what happened on there.
Part of me wants her to because it said
she's already invested. Like,
yes, yeah. I'm like, it was something.
Really been.
It was something with a minor. So I feel it wasn't like he sodomized anybody, but it was something with a minor. I will get more details and text
what
y'all.
state was he in?
What's what?
Like, yeah,
What
okay. There, so she didn't mention that. It was like Delaware, not like somewhere where we really don't be.
I'm assuming this is a home team jersey as well.
Yep.
See,
well, no, he's not home team jersey.
She's
right. I'm assuming that the
possibly,
was home team jersey. Now we have to really talk about this now because then it's all kind of different things going on here.
Yeah.
And even though I'm post 2003D, some sprinkles of pre 2003D come through, and these are one of those times I would just go ahead and just ask him directly.
Yeah.
See, for me, okay, yes, it would depend on maybe how long. It doesn't even depend on how many years it's been. Once I found it, it's something that I want to discuss, especially if I feel like we hit it off. I like you. I mean, she obviously really likes him. If she's paying money now to get information on these sites, because if it's like, look, this is all brand new. I'm seeing this. I don't even have to pay no more money to go down that way. I could just be done with you altogether if it was major to me or offensive to me or a deal breaker.
Yeah.
But she's already paying for, on sites to get more information. It's a serious thing. And so, yeah, I would want to know, like, you have to give me all details. And I would just be honest. I'm like, hey, I happened to look your name up. I ended up going from one thing to the other on this rabbit hole. I found all these things. I'm giving you an opportunity now to just be honest with me. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about the traumas in the past and things that happen and things like that. Like, let's just get out now because I like you. I don't want to, just come at you and jump the gun and believe the worst. I want you to explain it to me. I want you to be honest with me. Now, if it's something like a rape or like if he did something to someone, I wouldn't want to be involved in that because, like, what if that person pops up? Like, we might be in a relationship and things are great, but what if that person pops back up?
Well, he in a different state now.
I'm saying people look, but just like she went on the rabbit hole, that rape.
What made her want to do it too? Is my question. Like, Dom, like, what was the?
I don't.
Did she have some kind of feeling or something about him in general? Like, where I need to know.
Yeah, I think and I didn't ask her that, like, what made you, but there was clearly something her spidey sense was tingling, where it was like, this is going too well. And so maybe that was, also like based on like recent conversations we had about a situation she was in. I could see how she, might have say this too good to be true. But then again,
I don't even think it's that deep. I feel like I Google people all the time. I Google myself.
I was gonna say, are you the type of person who
Googles
Googles
if I'm
everybody?
Talking to somebody, I'm gonna see if I can find you on the internet.
I Google myself.
I'm just nosy. How about that? I'm just nosy, nigga.
I feel like anybody that I've probably like
ever interacted with,
I have Googled them.
I have,
and not even on I'm trying to find some dirt.
No,
I just be stalking. Like,
yeah,
like, oh, let me see.
Okay. Do you start off with Google or do you do the socials first?
I might do a social first, but then I've talked to people who don't be on social media. So then they really are not like on the grid, but I'll find other stuff, but it doesn't eat.
And sometimes you just be like, dang, that my dude Mike doing it, man. I thought about him the other day though. What he been up to? Like, oh dang, he in the Navy now. He doing it. That's what's up. It's not like I want to find Mike doing bad. I was just like, oh man, that's my boy from middle school. I wonder what happened to him.
You'd be surprised. I be pulling up all sorts of stuff. I found relatives.
I got a dude right now that's got the same name as me doing 25 to life. That I've been trying to get my name above him on Google for the last 12 years. He getting out soon too. I was thinking about writing him and being like, hey man, you change your name. If you Google Gerald C. Frierson, he robbed an he was the actual security guard for a Brinks truck, and he had his boys robbed it. They got tattoos and strippers right afterward, and lost them and lost a bunch of paper and got arrested. And I don't want my name associated with that. Not the fact that he robbed the paper. He was dumb enough to get caught that fast.
Sorry, I just searched my name. Like I said, I haven't done this in years. Somebody with my name was sentenced to violation of bond conditions by assault. 6 years.
They Dominique Lovings?
Girl, Dominique Lovings.
It's another Dominique
Felt the same way?
Yes. And they were sentenced this year.
It'd be crazy what you find. I found there's two.
It's a dude. It's a dude.
People, gospel singers that one of them's named Daryl and Darwin Frierson. They little people, and then they also a gospel singer. They big on the gospel circuit.
Yeah, and it's a.
Are they big on the gospel circuit or are they little on the gospel?
Shut up!
Shut up! Yeah, and it's a dude. It's a dude. Wow.
Oh, the guy. It's a dude.
Mm-hmm.
So Dominic,
he might be our cousin. Is he white though? Because there are some white Lovings.
No, this person is a nigga.
Okay.
He looked dusty. And there's another one. Now I knew about this one that's in Illinois, but this person is a case manager at Aetna. I need to hit them up like, listen, we got the same last name. I'm having some health issues. Can you fix this?
Girl, I mean, not insurance.
She's a case manager at Aetna. Yes, she can.
Okay. Yeah, girl. I don't know. I feel like I would just go. And again, in my experience of like pulling up certain information, particularly sex offenders, and this was like 12 years ago when I did this. I was like living in Argentina at the time, so it definitely told you exactly what it was. So for me, if it's something that is kind of like you can just kind of chuck it up as like youthful, indiscretions or whatever, okay. But if it's other things that are a little bit more deviant, I would not even have a conversation. I would just, especially if it's only like a couple months in, I just might not answer the phone no more.
All right. Because and
also because it's a couple of things that I would be concerned about. Like, what is the mental health of this person? If I am forthcoming, and if I'm like, I just don't want to like relive or relive this trauma for this person by bringing it up. Like, who knows what things that this person has suffered through because of this, and because it's following you everywhere you go. And so I just don't want to be another person that has, like, to their knowledge, threw them away specifically because of this. Like, people ghost people all the time.
Yeah.
You might not know exactly why, but if I'm like, no, you a sex offender because you did this, like, I don't want to be the straw that broke the camel's back, and now you do something kind of crazy because you tired of this and you don't want, you know what I mean? I would just rather be like, okay. And that could be an extreme thought, but that's just what I would think, if I have no intention on continuing a relationship with this person, if it's something that I feel like is unforgivable, like, I'm not going to, I just don't want to.
But tell your friend to be prepared, because by her looking him up and bringing it up, he could stop fucking with her. Because now you brought up something in his past that he was trying to put behind, and now he feel triggered, so he might ghost her or stop fucking with her. So,
because it's obviously a part of himself that he wasn't ready to share.
Yeah,
right. It was obviously something big enough where he didn't register for it in the next state. So it could still be something where he,
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's the thing. It's like, it's one of those things where it can be very jacked up, because like you have to forever do that, and depending on what type of job you're trying to get, and they look up that stuff, like, it can really like fuck you up, and it's really messed up, especially if you had like some type of like really stupid offense, where it's just like, I was just young and dumb and I was playing around, and now look at me. And it just sucks, because it's like, wow, you should be able to move past bad decisions. These bad decisions can follow you, and they can ruin your life.
Yep. Okay. All right.
But I would ghost a nigga, so
a mess. All right, y'all. Well,
man,
we appreciate
thank y'all for coming on with us.
Of course.
Let us. Where can people hit you up, Jenelle? Online.
You can hit me up on Instagram at Jenelle Lovings. My name is at the bottom, spelled just like it sounds. You can check out my website if you need interior design services. I am here to provide those for you. So I don't do any other social media for real, though. I'm kind of getting into TikTok, but again, it's still at Jenelle Lovings. I keep it simple.
All right. What about you, Vernon?
I am on Twitter and Instagram as @vodka_villain. Those are the two.
Oh, that's a hell of a handle, dog. That is a hell
and I don't know if I don't even know if I can change it. It's the whole thing. I've had it a long time. I just never changed it or tried to get a new page or things like that. I just stuck with it. Those who know. The name from back then. So it just kind of just stayed and stuck. So yeah, but you will see
niggas love alliteration.
There you go. Exactly. So yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram.
All right. Dom, another great episode, yo.
I know.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So excited. So excited and happy that y'all came on and we were able to unpack Swarm, as well as a little bit of Atlanta and other things, and give relationship advice a little bit.
That's a hell of a one.
Listen, next week's question, when I come back even crazy, I got something else for y'all. It's wild. So, and I want to know if I handled the situation in the appropriate way.
No, you didn't.
I was gonna say no, probably not.
I'm growing. I am changing. Like
I was gonna say I'm changing.
I am. I was gonna sing it as Effie White, but never mind. And y'all know where y'all can find me. Saint-Angelus.com/candles for all your candle needs. Saint Angelus on Instagram and the TikTok. I tweet, but that's under a different alias, and I kind of like to keep that separate. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we will see y'all back here in 2 weeks. Peace.